go. Let's go.
Okay, Bob, let's go. So before we break down this trailer, I really want to talk about a few things. In one of these videos, I talked a lot about a few things, and out of those few things, two things actually were seen in this trailer. Like the first one was Feige says no cocaine jokes, and the other thing was that Deadpool and Wolverine actually get into a car and drive. So these two things were actually seen in this trailer, but among these all videos, I said another few things, just like there are going to be more than 5 variants of Deadpool and 3 variants of Wolverine. Now these two things were not completely showcased in this trailer, but I will discuss a few things related to the variants in this video, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. Now let's break down the trailer. So straight away we see a dick joke which Deadpool reference to Wolverine's claws, and you know what I mean. And then when he puts a gun to his head, his gun says, "Smile, wait for the flash." Typical Deadpool. But now this is interesting. Now Deadpool said a lot of things here, but I wanted to keep this video not R-rated, so therefore I won't quote those things. But basically he says that I'll shoot you in the forehead. To this, for a split second we can see Wolverine having a smile on his face and kind of saying, "Come on, go ahead, I'm not gonna die. Come on, go ahead, I'm not gonna die." Then we are shown this scene. Now this is definitely the Void that we have talked about a lot in the previous videos as well. And in the back we can see the Fox logo. And the way they are standing, they are definitely gearing up for a fight with each other. Now I think this scene is actually before this scene where they are fighting. That means in this scene Deadpool actually says to Wolverine, kind of on the lines of how you abandon your world or something like that, to which Wolverine actually gets angry, and then they actually fight. And in the middle of this we are actually shown this flashback scene where we can see the Wolverine actually lost his fight, and this is actually confirmed in one of the other scenes that we see in this trailer. Like in this scene our TVA agent Paradox actually says that this Wolverine actually let down his world. But now what is Wolverine doing in this TVA office? Now I do think that after this fight that they had, Wolverine actually got defeated by Deadpool, and hence Deadpool was able to bring him in the TVA office. And further we see this scene, and this is the fighting scene between Deadpool and Wolverine, and this scene is connected to this photo that we saw earlier. And I felt this was a very cool shot because you can see Deadpool actually is raining down bullets into Wolverine's stomach. And now this is quite interesting. Remember what I said about cars? That Deadpool and Wolverine were actually driving in a car. Now this is the same scene, but I want to remind you of one of this badass scene that we saw in the teaser. Here we can see Deadpool is actually asking someone to come here. And we all wondered who Deadpool was actually saying that come here. And he was actually saying that to Wolverine because this is the same car. Look at these interiors. This is the same car. And yet Deadpool is actually trying to convince Wolverine to join him and save his world. He shows the picture of the only family he has. Now this is where a shift actually happens, because in this scene we can see there are no sleeves to Wolverine's suit. Now my first reaction was this: could this be a variant of Wolverine? But then I remember what I talked about in this video, that there are going to be 3 variants of Wolverine, and all of the 3 Wolverine variants are kind of locked. For example, one variant will definitely be played by Hugh Jackman. Second variant was rumored to be played by Daniel Radcliffe, and that variant was actually Flash, which we also kind of saw in the first teaser. And then the third variant was rumored to be played by Henry Cavill. So if that comes out to be true, then by no means this guy is actually a variant of Wolverine, and I do think that he is not a variant anyways. And this moment was the badass moment of the trailer. Yes! All the music from the background, the song being played out, and now this scene actually connects to the scene that we saw earlier where Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting, but I think this time they are not fighting each other. And I do think this scene is actually edited in a smart fashion, because in this scene we can see Deadpool saying something again R-rated, but which actually translates into that I am getting excited. And here we can see Wolverine has gotten out his claws throughout, because this claws being out throughout was a big problem which he faced earlier in this trailer in the bar. But I do think this claws scene actually takes place when Wolverine and Deadpool fight earlier in the trailer, and not when they are teaming up. But the way this shot was edited, it feels like they are teaming up. I know this was the scene I was talking about, that they kind of teamed up to hit at the TVA agent, sorry. And now this is again a very interesting shot, because this is the villain of this movie, and she is Cassandra Nova, twin sister of Charles Xavier. But now I want you to focus on these teeth that we see here. And now just hold that thought in your mind, because we'll connect this scene as we go further into this trailer breakdown. Again we see Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting. These are the fight scenes belonging to the same fighting scene which we saw earlier in the trailer. And now this is again that same car, and how funny that Deadpool was actually thrown out of the car. And this is again the same fight scene that takes place in the car. And here is the first time that we clearly see Cassandra Nova. This is actually Goliath that we saw in the Loki series, in the Loki season 2. So this is definitely the Void. And keep this picture in mind once again, because I will connect this picture to another picture that we see further in this trailer. Okay, now in this scene we can see this whole giant Ant-Man helmet, and now as this helmet opens up we can see these teeth, and these teeth actually connect to this picture of Cassandra Nova actually walking out of her den. So that's how these two pictures connect. Now this place over here I think is the place that we saw in the teaser, which was this one. This is another cool moment. Now remember what I said at the start of this video, that there are going to be more than 5 variants of Deadpool, and one of those variants was actually Dogpool, and this year we can see is the official entry of Dogpool in the MCU. Again, this is the same fight scene that takes place in the car, and I have to share this. I really love fight scenes that takes place in a confined area from where you can't run, and this is again a fight scene that is taking place in a confined area, so I am pretty stoked to see this fight. And yeah, that's the scene of the road trip of Deadpool and Wolverine getting into a car and driving. That's the scene over there. And now here we can see the first glimpses of the powers of Cassandra Nova. She again can move things with her mind because she is the twin sister of Charles Xavier. And here we could see how she was actually controlling Wolverine. This was another badass scene. In the back we can see their car, which is now actually blown into pieces, and they are actually going to fight the TVA agents. Now again, this scene actually connects to this scene. Now there are two things actually very interesting about this picture. One is obviously what we see in the front, which is the portal, but the second thing is actually what we see behind the portal. We can see these clouds, and these clouds are none other than Goliath. And now I want to connect this picture to this picture that I earlier told you about to keep in mind. Now these two pictures actually connect with each other like this, that in the first scene we saw Goliath was charging down, and here we can see Deadpool and Wolverine are actually running away from Goliath by entering this portal. But now the second question, this portal is not what we see in the TVA. In the TVA we don't see any portals which are circular in nature, but now this is not our conventional TVA, this is a different TVA, so there could be portals like this as well. Or dare I say this, could this be the entry or a cameo scene from Doctor Strange? Strange, isn't it? And here in this scene we got the no cocaine Feige joke. I highly recommend you to check out this playlist. It is a dedicated playlist to every video that I has made for Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I want you to check out that playlist, and I will definitely come out with another few videos related to this trailer where I actually go even deeper into this trailer and try to extract as much as possible. So yeah, please check out this playlist, and as always, thank you so much for watching.